Emily and the City of Her Dreams, B1 English version. Emily had always dreamed about a special city. When she was a child, she saw pictures of it in books and on the internet. The streets were full of lights, the buildings were tall, and the river shone at night. Every time she looked at those pictures, she felt something warm in her heart. One day, she promised herself, "I will live there someday." Years later, Emily decided that it was time to follow her dream. She packed her suitcase, hugged her family, and took a bus to the city. During the trip, she felt a mix of emotions, excitement, fear, and hope. She watched the moon through the window and whispered, "This is the beginning." The city welcomed her in the early morning. The sky was soft pink, the air smelled like fresh coffee, and people were already walking to work. Emily looked around and smiled. Everything felt new, big, and full of possibilities. Her apartment was very small, just one room and a little kitchen, but it had a window with a beautiful view of the street. When she opened the curtains, sunlight entered the room like a friendly hug. She laughed and said, "This is my new home." Every day in the city was a new adventure. Emily walked through parks, bridges, and colorful streets with murals on the walls. She liked to sit in small cafes and write in her notebook. She listened to the sound of buses, bicycles, and street musicians. Sometimes she felt tired, but she was always happy to learn something new about the city. Of course, not everything was easy. Some days were lonely. Emily missed her family, her friends, and the quiet nights of her hometown. One afternoon, after a difficult day at work, a big storm started. The rain soaked her hair and clothes, and even her notebook. She felt cold and a little sad. For a moment, she wondered if she had made the right decision. Then, a kind woman from a bakery invited her inside. The bakery smelled like bread and cinnamon. The woman gave Emily a towel and a cup of hot tea. They talked for a while. The woman said gently, "Cities take time. At first, they feel big and strange. But little by little, they become home." Emily kept those words in her heart. After that day, she tried to see the city with new eyes. She noticed small details, flowers on balconies, children laughing in the park, friendly smiles on the street. She met new friends too. A painter who loved sunsets. A student who dreamed of traveling the world. A florist who taught her the meaning of every flower. Together, they shared stories, music, and long conversations. One evening, Emily discovered a small hill at the edge of the city. She climbed to the top and looked at the skyline. The lights of the buildings shone like stars. The city looked calm and beautiful. Emily closed her eyes and took a deep breath. In that moment, she realized something important. She didn't feel like a visitor anymore. The city was now a part of her life, and she was a part of the city. Emily still had challenges ahead, but she also had courage, friends, and dreams. And every morning, when the sun rose over the rooftops, she smiled and thought, "I am exactly where I need to be."